Give me one hug, Jim.
No.
Please.
Bro, I wouldn't hug you if you weren't blue.
Bet. Nah, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Can you push that? Easy, bro.
Where's the water that we raised, XQC, me and Jimmy? And where is it, bro? I'm actually asking you guys to send me a clip for an update or some type of please, bro. Send me the fucking evidence. If $40 million was raised, why is there only one well? I'm expecting a fucking water park.
MrBeast just tried to shut down the team water questions once and for all. And somehow, he may have made Adin Ross ask even more of them. Because 1 year after the internet helped raise more than $40 million for Team Water, MrBeast finally pushed out a major progress update showing where some of that effort is gone. New water systems, new infrastructure, families getting access to clean water, actual projects on the ground. Then MrBeast did something very specific. He tagged Adin Ross and basically told him, "Watch this." That could have been the end of the story. Adin watches the update, admits he was wrong, everybody moves on, and MrBeast gets the victory lap. Except that is definitely not what happened. Adin watched it and immediately started asking where the rest of the receipts were. Not another emotional video, not another montage, not another before and after shot. He wants numbers. He wants an audit. And he says if MrBeast can provide that transparency and everything checks out, he will publicly apologize. So now an argument that originally looked like internet beef has turned into something much bigger. How much transparency should creators owe their audiences when they raise tens of millions of dollars for charity? And before anybody runs with the wildest possible interpretation, there is an important distinction here. There is currently no solid evidence presented in this dispute proving that MrBeast or Team Water stole or misused that money. Even Adin stopped short of definitively accusing them of that. His argument is that when the number is this enormous, he wants to see a detailed accounting of where the money is going. And whether you love Adin, hate Adin, or normally think he talks before he thinks, that question has now become very difficult to ignore. Because Adin wasn't some random guy watching Team Water from his bedroom. He helped sell this thing. Back in August 2025, MrBeast and Mark Rober launched Team Water with an insane goal: raise $40 million and use it to help provide long-term access to clean water for 2 million people. The campaign wasn't supposed to be one giant $40 million well. That matters. The model involved different types of infrastructure in different countries: pipelines, filtration systems, solar-powered pumps, rainwater harvesting, desalination, and other long-term projects implemented through WaterAid and local partners. And the campaign exploded. Thousands of creators joined in. The $40 million target was eventually reached, and one of the biggest moments came when MrBeast teamed up with Adin Ross and XQC for a marathon kick livestream. That stream alone raised roughly $12 million for Team Water. Think about that, $12 million in essentially one giant creator livestream. Adin was right there helping push donations, hyping viewers up, and publicly celebrating what they were accomplishing. At the time, he sounded proud of it. So when Adin started becoming skeptical later, it wasn't coming from somebody who had opposed Team Water from day one. It was coming from somebody whose own audience helped contribute to the campaign. And that is why this situation feels uncomfortable. Because if you're Adin, you're not simply asking, what did MrBeast do with his charity? You're indirectly asking, what did we help convince people to donate to? That's personal. Your reputation is attached to it. Your audience trusted your stream. And once viewers start asking questions saying, bro, just trust Jimmy, probably isn't going to satisfy everybody. Especially because Adin and MrBeast's relationship already appeared to cool down after the fundraiser. Months after that giant Team Water stream, Adin publicly complained that he felt like MrBeast had used him for the fundraiser and then basically moved on. Adin suggested that whatever friendship viewers thought they were watching wasn't as real as people assumed. Now, whether that was genuine hurt, creator ego, a misunderstanding, or some combination of everything is impossible for outsiders to know. But you can see why that history matters. Adin already felt weird about MrBeast. Then Team Water becomes the centerpiece of another argument. Then a year later, MrBeast releases an update and tags Adin directly. That's the internet equivalent of sliding the paperwork across the table and saying, "You wanted proof? Here." And MrBeast did have something substantial to point toward. WaterAid's official one-year Team Water update says projects are already underway across 5 continents, with work ranging from pipe systems to desalination, water filtration, and other infrastructure. The update highlights households being connected to water supplies in Cambodia, families in Appalachia getting reliable water infrastructure, and indigenous communities in Brazil receiving household filtration systems. WaterAid also says the larger Team Water mission is designed to reach 2 million people by 2030, meaning the entire $40 million was never advertised as something that would magically transform into finished infrastructure after 12 months. And this is where the story gets way more complicated than Adin exposed MrBeast. Because if somebody raises $40 million for infrastructure, you cannot automatically look at one visible well, divide 40 million by 1, and scream that $39.9 million disappeared. That's not how global infrastructure works. There are engineers, materials, transportation, permits, local governments, land access, maintenance, planning, employees, contractors, monitoring, different countries, different systems, and projects that can take years from planning to completion. WaterAid itself says its approach is specifically built around long-term systems rather than quick installations that look impressive in a YouTube thumbnail and then stop functioning 6 months later. But here's where Adin's argument becomes stronger. You also can't advertise an internet fundraiser around a giant number like $40 million, invite regular people to donate their own money, and then act surprised when some of those people eventually want extremely detailed information. Those two ideas can exist at the same time. The work can be real, and people can still want more transparency. Adin's reaction to the anniversary update was basically that the visuals did not immediately look like what he imagined $40 million should produce. He joked that for that amount of money, he expected something closer to a water park. Obviously, that's hyperbole, but underneath the joke was his actual point. Where did every part of this money go? According to reporting on his reaction, Adin repeatedly called for a full audit and asked for receipts showing how the fundraiser's money was being allocated. And then he gave MrBeast an extremely simple challenge. If the audit clears everything up, Adin says he'll apologize. That's actually a much more interesting position than simply yelling scam, because now Adin has given himself an exit. If the documentation proves his suspicion was misplaced, he says he's willing to take the L publicly. And he even acknowledged that if the people receiving clean water are benefiting and the campaign is delivering what it promised, he's happy about that. That's important. Adin isn't saying he wants Team Water to fail. Quite the opposite. If you helped raise millions of dollars for clean water, the best possible outcome is that you look stupid for doubting it and millions of people actually benefit. But then Adin added another wrinkle. He questioned why MrBeast specifically tagged him. Because according to Adin, Ray had also raised questions about Team Water. So Adin's reaction was basically, why am I the one getting called out? Why didn't you tag everybody who questioned this? And suddenly the anniversary update wasn't just charity accountability anymore. Now creator politics were back in the room, because MrBeast tagging Adin can be interpreted in two completely different ways. From MrBeast's perspective, maybe it was simple. Adin questioned Team Water. Team Water now has an update, so MrBeast wanted Adin to see the update. Fair enough. But from Adin's perspective, it may have felt more like Jimmy was trying to publicly dunk on him. Like, remember when you doubted this? Well, look at this. And if Adin already felt used after their previous collaboration, that little tag probably hit differently. Instead of watching the video like a neutral viewer, he watched it like somebody who believed MrBeast was challenging him personally. That's when people start examining every frame. And then we get the most ironic part of this entire situation. MrBeast's update was presumably meant to create more confidence. Adin responded by asking for even more documentation. So did the update fail? Not necessarily, because WaterAid has actually provided more information than some of the viral clips make it sound like. Its Team Water pages describe specific projects, partner organizations, and infrastructure already being implemented. One detailed update, for example, describes work in Colombia that includes a reverse osmosis system, a 10,000-liter storage tank, hundreds of meters of piping, additional storage tanks, and connections into existing water systems. WaterAid also publicly provides annual reports and audited financial statements for the wider organization. So this isn't a situation where Team Water vanished from the internet and nobody has heard from the organization since. There is visible activity. There are named partners. There are locations. There are projects. There are updates. But that still isn't exactly the same thing as the simple, campaign-specific breakdown Adin appears to be demanding. And that's why MrBeast has a communication problem here, whether he deserves the suspicion or not. MrBeast built his entire empire around making enormous things incredibly easy to understand. 100 people compete for money. Last person leaves wins. I built 100 wells. I gave away $1 million. $40 million brings clean water to 2 million people. Simple, instant, visual. But real-world charity infrastructure is the opposite. It's slow, complicated, bureaucratic, and extremely difficult to compress into 12 minutes of entertainment. You can't make procurement paperwork go viral. Nobody is putting "W completed a municipal water infrastructure feasibility study" in 72-point font on a thumbnail. And that creates a strange contradiction. The simplicity that makes MrBeast incredibly effective at raising money can later make the actual implementation look underwhelming. People hear $40 million and imagine $40 million worth of things they can immediately see. But sustainable infrastructure may involve projects being designed and deployed over multiple years. The official Team Water timeline itself now points toward reaching the full 2 million person goal by 2030. That's a very different visual from what the average donor probably imagined while watching Adin and XQC scream during a livestream. And this is where I think Adin accidentally stumbled onto the bigger story. This isn't really about one well, it's about trust. Influencer charity doesn't work like traditional charity marketing. When somebody donates because of WaterAid, they are trusting WaterAid. When somebody donates while watching Adin Ross, XQC, and MrBeast lose their minds on a live stream, they're also trusting the personalities on screen. The creator becomes part of the credibility, which means creators who participate probably should care about what happens afterward. Adin questioning the campaign a year later might annoy MrBeast. But imagine the opposite. Imagine influencers raised millions, never asked another question, and nobody ever followed up. People would criticize that too. So Adin wanting receipts isn't inherently unreasonable. Where he has to be careful is turning legitimate questions into conclusions before the evidence supports them. Asking, "Can we see a more detailed breakdown?" is fair. Saying, "I haven't personally seen enough, therefore something shady definitely happened," would be an entirely different claim. And right now, those two things should not be confused. The official Team Water material shows ongoing work. Adin wants more detailed financial transparency. Both things can simultaneously be true, which is why saying Adin was right needs one massive asterisk. Was he proven right that Team Water did something wrong? No. Nothing we've seen establishes that. Was he right that a $40 million internet fundraiser deserves serious follow-up and transparency? I think that's much harder to argue against. And if MrBeast really wants to kill this conversation permanently, arguing with Adin probably isn't even the strongest move. Numbers are: imagine one clean page. $40 million raised. Here's how much has been committed. Here's how much has been spent. Here's how much remains allocated. Here are the countries. Here are the projects. Here are completion dates. Here are implementing partners. Here are independent financial documents. Done. At that point, Adin either accepts it like he promised, or the entire conversation changes. And maybe that's exactly where the story goes next. Because Adin has now publicly said he will apologize if the audit answers his questions. So if Team Water produces exactly what he's asking for, the pressure flips back onto him. Does he actually apologize? Does he admit he jumped the gun? Or does he find another reason not to believe it? That would tell us a lot. But if the response remains mostly videos, montages, and scattered updates, critics are probably going to keep asking the same question. Not necessarily because something happened, simply because $40 million is $40 million. My take? I think Adin is right about one specific thing. When creators ask millions of ordinary viewers to trust them with a fundraiser this massive, transparency shouldn't be treated like disrespect. Show people as much as reasonably possible. At the same time, I don't think the current evidence proves Team Water was some kind of scam. WaterAid is showing real projects, real locations, and long-term infrastructure work, and the campaign was always much broader than digging a couple of wells. So for me, the fairest position is pretty simple. Adin can keep asking questions. MrBeast and Team Water can keep showing the work. And everybody should wait for actual evidence before turning questions into accusations. But what do you think? Was Adin Ross right to demand a full breakdown of Team Water's $40 million? Or is he moving the goalposts even after MrBeast showed the progress? Drop your take in the comments. And if you want more influencer drama, creator controversies, and internet stories without all the boring filler, hit subscribe and join Cloudish.